無だよ。
ナルト！やめろって言ってんだろうが！
There the queen stood on a stone throne, staring coldly at the boy and asking, "Why are you on my island, you fool?" Luffy tried to explain that he was sent by Bartholomew Kuma, but Hancock didn't believe him. Even when Luffy pleaded just to get a boat and leave, Hancock remained adamant that he must die. But suddenly, Marguerite shouted from the crowd. With tears streaming down her face, she knelt and pleaded, "Queen Hancock! Luffy is innocent! I was the one who brought him to the village." Sweet Pea and Aphalandra stepped forward, taking responsibility, standing before all the Kuja people to save Luffy. As the crowd in the Amazon Lily Arena roared, Queen Boa Hancock stood majestically on her throne. Her gaze was cold, but behind her smile, a rage was ready to explode. With a single movement of her hand, she approached the soldiers and turned them to stone. Marguerite, Sweet Pea, and Aphalandra were now frozen, infuriating Luffy. "Why did you turn them to stone? They were my friends." But Hancock replied coldly, "They broke the laws of Amazon Lily. Their punishment is deserved." To cheer herself up, the queen ordered Bakura, the giant panther guarding the kingdom, to be released into the arena to fight Luffy. A giant black panther emerged from the iron gates, roaring so loudly that tremors were felt in the stands. The Kuja warriors cheered. "No one is safe from Bakura! Not even his bones remain!" But Luffy stood there, unmoved. And as the monster leapt to attack, "One punch! Gomu Gomu no Pistol!" Bakura fell instantly. The arena suddenly fell silent. Everyone was shocked. How could that boy defeat their sacred beast with one attack? But Luffy wasn't proud. Instead, he shouted angrily, "Why are you laughing when a good person turned to stone? Are you all heartless?" But the Amazons only replied coldly that they felt sorry for him, but the law is the law. Hancock smiled arrogantly and said, "I will always be forgiven, because I'm beautiful." She looked at Luffy and asked coquettishly, "You forgive me too, right?" Luffy snorted. "You're annoying." Those words silenced the entire arena, because for the first time, a man had rejected Boa Hancock. Offended, Hancock ordered her two sisters, Sandersonia and Marigold, to finish Luffy off on the spot. The arena suddenly shook as the two sisters began their Gorgon dance. Their skin changed, their bodies curling into giant snakes, revealing their true forms due to the power of the snake-type Zoan Devil fruit. "Look at those damn stars!" the crowd shouted. But the innocent Luffy was confused. "Huh? They're just devil fruit users, right?" Before the fight began, Luffy carefully placed the statues of Marguerite and her friends in a corner of the arena. "I don't want them damaged." Then he stood up straight and prepared. "If you want to fight, let's go!" Marigold warned him not to fall onto the sharp spikes below, but then immediately spat out a torrent of dangerous acid. Luffy was shocked. The poison melted the surrounding rock. He tried to counterattack, but his punch was blocked, and Sandersonia suddenly grabbed him. With her snake-like body, Sandersonia wrapped around Luffy and held him tightly. "So you're a devil fruit user too, huh?" Sandersonia muttered. She read Luffy's movements and then punched him hard, sending him crashing to the ground. But Luffy didn't stay down. He got up and attacked quickly with his own technique, dodging every move with uncanny instinct. But Marigold's barrage of attacks sent him flying, nearly falling into the abyss of the arena. Swiftly, Luffy shot his hand to the edge and saved himself just before he fell. Boa Hancock, on the throne, simply smiled mischievously and commented teasingly, "Oh, how cute you are, little man." Luffy looked up and shouted in annoyance, "Shut up, you stupid woman." The audience held their breath, and Hancock instantly fainted. She couldn't believe a man would talk to her like that, but her anger soon returned. "Execute her now." Sandersonia and Marigold prepared themselves. They closed the distance, and with great force, they were about to smash the statue of Marguerite near Luffy. "No, those are my friends!" Luffy shouted. But the sisters didn't stop, and just as the statue was about to shatter, boom! An invisible wave exploded from Luffy's body. The air shook. Dust flew up. Everyone in the arena suddenly fainted. Sandersonia and Marigold stopped moving, their eyes wide with shock. "What is this?" Even Boa Hancock herself stood frozen. An overwhelming spiritual pressure filled the arena. Luffy had just unleashed Haoshoku Haki, King's Haki, a rare power possessed by only a handful of humans in the One Piece world. And previously, only Boa Hancock had been able to use it on Amazon Lily. She stared at Luffy in disbelief. "You have King's Haki?" The Amazon Lily arena, which had been roaring, was now completely silent. Only the sound of the wind and Luffy's heavy breathing remained. The Snake Queen began to realize the innocent boy standing before her wasn't just any pirate, but someone destined to be king of the sea. Wait for the next part only on Kamel Anime D. Thank you.